Hello lovely Geminis, this is Lorien with Wellington Witch. Thank you for joining me for your October reading 2020. I can't believe we're almost at the end of the year. So this is going to be a general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising. If you'd like to check out the other aspects, do feel free. We're going to start with the Psychic Tarot. No messing around. Let's just have a look and see. Hope everything's been treating you well lately. Gemini. What's going on with Gemini? I'm feeling a little bit of a cloud around Gemini at the moment. This one? Okay, this one. Okay. This is discontent and boredom. Maybe this is the cloud that's around you at this point in time. I have a funny feeling I've turned them upside down, so don't worry about them being in reverse at the moment. I'm not using them in reverse sometimes. Yeah, I feel like there's a discontent and a boredom here. There's a cloud. It's almost like you can't see any forward momentum. There's something about maybe the world as it is right now. You're really not happy with it. And then we have disruption. Okay. And then we have the Emperor. I think someone else had the Emperor here as well. I can't remember who. And then we have the Crown Chakra. Okay, let's have a look. So you have three major arcanas. Two major arcanas and then a crown. So the Emperor. Disruption is the Tower. So this is basically when things just have a sudden release. It's almost as though, yeah, you feel like you're a prisoner of something. I don't know what it is. It's like normally when life is moving, you like to move with life. You like to roll with the changes. There's a kind of essence of Gemini that just feels so fluid thinking, like communication, social activities, interests, you know, all the things that spark your mental ability. It just seems to be being suppressed at the moment. And in October, I do see that you're clearing this. But at the moment, I do think that there's something that they're saying you need to watch before October. So whenever you're watching this, maybe even if you are in the middle of October watching this, actually, it's just kind of a thing to say, watch where you're being discontent and watch where you're being disrupted, because it feels like they could be both in the same. So you may have a very down opinion of something that's happened recently, or you have no time, or you feel like you have no energy, no get up and go. Something's just like, I can't be bothered. It's the same thing every day. I feel like there's nothing to look forward to. I feel like I'm not, I'm losing my head a little bit. I think this is a disruption that it's speaking towards, because we need to change things. There is going to be a release. There is going to be a complete push of something that actually alters the way you see things. This is what the Tower is about. If what you have built so far needs rejigging, things will be forced away for you to make way for the new, for the positive. So it's kind of like, if you're discontent and bored, don't worry about that right now. Maybe there's something that you are needing to change, or it's something that will change actually, that you may not actually understand. Sorry, I just got a little bit distracted there and disrupted there because the shower turned on all by itself. So if you heard any water, that was it. So that's the kind of thing they're talking about. If you're going, oh, I'm bored, something's going to happen to either change the way you view things or change the pattern in which you are currently feel stuck in. Let's have another look at a card here. Okay, emotional withdrawal. So you have 2 cups here. It feels like emotionally you're struggling a little bit, and we're with you. I just feel like a lot of you are maybe struggling with the way things have settled. By no means do I think this is the new normal, but I do feel that you're concerned that something within your life is changing and it won't get back to the way it is or the way it was. The Crown Chakra coming through here, it just feels, basically, my lovely Gemini, it feels like there's discontent because of some kind of misfire happening around you. So the emotion, the information is not coming through as you would like it to. The information is not coming through as fluidly and fluently as you would like it to. Geminis, to me, if Sagittarius is the one that goes abroad to places, Gemini is the one that speaks the language of those places. Gemini, to me, is somebody who has that communication down. You can draw people in with your humor. You can draw people in with the way that you speak to people. You are not afraid, really, of trying another language, trying a different mode of communication in order to get the result either that you desire or that's best for the other people. You are very much somebody who can communicate, and I really admire that. But you can also switch off. And you can turn. This is why the people say you're two sides to you, is that you can be very open and, wow, this is me, and then suddenly become a different person, because there's two modes that you use to actually deal with life. And at the moment you may be in the mode that other people are not used to. So come October, it could be that this disruption, this discontent and boredom, you have gone into this other mode that makes you feel a little bit disconnected from people, and that's where you flourish. You flourish when you're being your authentic self. You flourish when you're actually communicating with others. And I think that this emotional withdrawal is feeling you is making you feel. I have a Gemini moon, so this is speaking to me with my words going all topsy-turvy. This could be that you are withdrawing emotionally, but you are getting your authority back and your clarity back as the month wears on, because could be to do with Mercury going retrograde in the middle of October. 14th of October, Mercury goes retrograde in Libra. So it's a fellow air sign, so you could be feeling more along the lines of understanding a little bit where you fit in, maybe getting your groove back into communication. This is a good time for revising anything, maybe looking back over emails, maybe drafting a few emails, seeing how you want to express yourself. It could also be looking at your communication with people who don't respond. So if you send a text to a friend and they just don't bother responding to you, how you deal with that, whether you just completely cut off or whether you try and salvage that. So I feel like that's going to come through a little bit more for you in the middle of October. There's maybe something that you feel really, something's changed, I don't like it. Something's changed, I don't like it. It just feels like there's no forward momentum for you to get going and, try and pursue something that really sparks your imagination, that really sparks your ideal here. And I get that clarity, the crown chakra, the information from spirit coming down, it wants to come through, but there's some kind of authority here that feels like it could be structure, regulations, like your set routine. It could even be a father figure who is trying to tell you what to do and you're not really happy with that. I also get the sense of a Virgo in the picture, so I don't know whether there is a Virgo who's very important to you, but you do share Mercury with Virgo, so it could be that you see eye to eye with them this month, or it could be that you just completely have misfires with each other this month. So please do be careful what happens, because Mars is still going to be retrograde until November, so do mind how you go in regards to that as well. I'm just going to see what comes up then for Geminis with the moon card, what comes through. This one, we have the energy is gaining momentum. Okay, so yeah, it's getting back to normal. A little bit like the new normal is not what we want it to be. But it's getting back to a sort of steadier pace where you may feel that this disruption kind of goes by the wayside a little bit in the middle of October. You get back into your authority if you're not having to answer to other people for something that you maybe had a misstep in earlier in the month. But this means to me, the waxing moon is you getting into your groove. It's you understanding more about how you can improve your communication as well in the month of October. With the month of October as well, the 1st is a full moon and the 31st is a full moon. So we have this kind of dip in the middle, and then for the latter half of the month you are waxing into the full moon again. So I do think the second half of October is going to be much better than the first for you. Don't know why. But if you're Gemini rising, the new moon in Libra, it will be in your, let me just 5th house of romance, love affairs, play, creativity, you know, that feeling of being very light and vivacious and, you know, self-expression. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be quite interesting to see how things play out for you in regards to how you put your application in for, I want to speak to this person, I want to communicate with this person, I want to get my opinion across. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see how you do that when it goes Mercury retrograde in Libra, and also when there's a new moon there as well. So it may be a little bit upside down, topsy-turvy slightly. Just going to look at some relationship cards here too, just to see if there's anything coming in for you. This isn't just for emotional, romantic relationships either. Getting to know each other. Okay, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Again, this is kind of reassessing how you communicate with somebody. It may be, again, trying to find out new ways of speaking their language. Maybe they have not been the same as somebody else you've ever spoken to before, and so this person, whether it be father figure or some kind of new boss or somebody that you're just interested in, or maybe your partner has changed the way that they want to be communicated with. A friend seems to come into the picture and you're like, oh, how do I communicate with you? It's kind of understanding the changes within yourself and applying them to other people this month. It's you communicating more without going further into this emotional withdrawal space, because as much as I know it's very tempting to just go and shrink in when things get a little bit too overwhelming, the key thing is to keep that forward momentum going as much as you can in such a difficult time. I know I've been feeling it. I have Gemini moon. I have been feeling this pull as well, but the key thing here is just to understand the disruption, the boredom. This is an opportunity, if you're bored, to examine things, to erase things, to reconstruct things, like the Tower says, to give something away, just to go, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with this me. I'm done with these friendships. They're just making me annoyed, or, you know, just doing something that improves your sense of self, that gives you your control back and actually continues to help and assist your growth and your connection to spirit and the information that spirit want to give you. Well, I hope that made sense, Gemini. Do let me know in the comments below if you have anything planned for October. In the meantime, I wish you the very best of luck. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.